800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
And now, Tennessee Heat and Air is reminding motorists to slow down on our roadways, keep an eye out for kids at play, and never text and drive. This message is brought to you by Tennessee Heat and Air. For all your residential or commercial heating and air repairs, maintenance, and installations, give the pros a call today at 615-856-3610. 615-856-3610. That's Tennessee Heat and Air, going the extra mile for safety. They're professionals who care.
This is something I wish I'd known. Many people who live in Tennessee are eligible for help paying for healthy food for pregnant and new moms, their babies, and young children, but don't realize it. Family income can be higher than you think. There's a website called TennesseeMeals.com for more information. Assistance for healthy food for expectant moms and young children. This information I need to share. TennesseeMeals.com.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Justice Center, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters.
560 AM, 95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville, 107.9 FM, Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. All eyes were on South Texas for the latest test launch of the SpaceX Starship.
3, 2, 1.
Most powerful rocket ever built that SpaceX owner Elon Musk hopes will one day take astronauts to Mars successfully ignited and completed the first stage, all 33 engines lit, but the rocket was lost 8 minutes into the flight. Thanksgiving week expected to be a busy one for travel. The TSA says it's ready to screen more than 30 million air travelers through next Sunday. Patients and staff have left the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza, but Israel's denied ordering the evacuation of Gaza's largest hospital, claiming it was requested by the director. Israel's raided that hospital in recent days, claiming it's a Hamas command center. OpenAI ousted its co-founder, Sam Altman, saying he had not been consistently candid in communications with the board. This is ABC News.
Gah, I'm so stressed about my business not being ready for the holidays.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Dinner with Friends is a fine dining restaurant located in Nashville's prestigious West End. It features an elegant presentation and exceptional service. One of the first non-alcoholic restaurants in Nashville. They pride themselves in professional and courteous service. A popular choice among locals and tourists alike. If you're in town for the ball game or you're just visiting with friends, Dinner with Friends is the preferred location for those seeking a rich, modern restaurant with serene atmosphere and top-notch guest experience. Your server will uphold the high standards of etiquette and hospitality and guide you through a unique dining experience. Enjoy the ambiance and reconnect with friends. Specialty dining will feature a set menu, a dedicated server, and a personal chef. Enjoy a delicious combination of meats and vegetables at a very affordable price. There's no place in Nashville like it. A unique experience. Come and have dinner with friends. 1719 West End Avenue. To make a reservation, call right now. 615-730-9559. Dinner with Friends, a proud sponsor of TSU football on WNSR.
Time now for Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center Studios. Celebrating its 12th season, Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb shines a spotlight on high school football throughout Middle Tennessee every Saturday morning. Prep Football Talk is also brought to you by Tim Leeper Roofing, Jody Jones Dentistry, Jackson Boone Racing, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center, Sam's Sports Grill and Sam's Place, the U.S. Army, and Amplify Awards and Gifting. And now, here are your hosts of Prep Football Talk, legendary coach Bubba Spears and the Hall of Famer Greg Pogue.
Well, good Saturday morning. How you doing? Hope it's a good day for you. Good weekend. Football weekend. Certainly Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb. It is from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Damon King. You need to go up a little bit. You should worry about that before we get on the air.
There we
go. You need some ears.
I'm fine now.
Don't ask for ears like 30 seconds into the show.
Well, you know, I
We've
really
been
don't
sitting
want to
here for
listen
30
to you.
minutes.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man? Coach Bubba Spears. Bubba Spears, everybody.
I made a statement last night. I tell you what, the good Lord's been with us, man, with the weather this year in football. Had a little sprinkle.
So he's a football fan. God's a big football fan.
Oh, yeah. Coach Bryant's up there with him. You know, they're getting things straightened out, you know. So we're all right. But what a night. What a night.
And General Nealon, let's go around the room.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
You dressed up like – it's a wonder you don't have the big elephant head on the way you're dressed up today to play Abilene Christian. And Damon King. Hey, Damon, what's up, man? Pull the microphone. Say hello to you. You're sitting in for – you need to – hold on. Turn your microphone on.
Well, they keep pushing buttons at night, and then when I hit the button, it's like it's off. Okay.
How you doing, man? Damon King.
Welcome in. Good morning. Good morning. I thought I'd wear my orange to represent since I knew Bubba was going to wear some old ugly red colors.
Well, Damien, I'm going to tell you something. I had a saying when I was coaching, no excuses on that panel over, make adjustments, okay?
Since y'all playing Abilene Christian, Chattanooga Central.
Oh, listen, you play yours too. I don't know. Everybody's got
Austin
those.
Yep.
Who you think gonna win today?
Don't take a shot at us. Good Lord. I mean,
I saw OVC on your jacket.
Well, I'm repping the OVC today. We've matter of fact, the final regular season game of the year for Tennessee State, already with a winning season. First one since 2017, and Tennessee Tech comes to town. Our buddy Dwayne Alexander will have that this afternoon here on Nashville Sports Radio, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Usually it's Chris Sanders, Albert Dawson. Chris Sanders is moving to the TV side to fill in for Keith Bullock. So we got that going. All right, last night, the quarterfinal rounds in Division I, the semifinal rounds in Division II. A little bit later on, we're going to talk to John McNeil, Friendship Christian, and the game you were at. But we'll just run through the scores. We'll give you the state. Now we usually just do the mid-state till we get to this point. In 5A, Knoxville West, 31-5 over Powell. Walker Valley, 24-20 over Clinton. Page over Centennial. First on the bottom part of that bracket, Southwind 28-21 over Henry County. Page beat Centennial 14-7.
Yeah, this was the second time Page has beaten Centennial this year on the rematch, and what a game it was. Jonathan Parker was 15 of 23 passes for 190 yards and a touchdown to lead Page. That's 10-1. Sean Cunningham had 22 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown, and Harry Kaysen caught 2 passes for 76 yards and a touchdown. But let's say this, Jamal Stewart, we had him on. What an outstanding year he's done out there at Centennial.
First year, moved over from East Nashville.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and he's done an outstanding job, at Centennial and getting them there. And I don't know if it's the first time they've been that far in the playoffs, but congratulations again to Centennial.
All right, and a little bit later, this next segment, we'll go off give you all the pairings for the Division I semifinals and the Division II finals that are set. Class 6A, Bradley Central 35, Bearden 14. Riverdale goes into Oakland a couple weeks ago and wins the region championship, and they meet again. And I guess I could say on the RBF, the Red Booty Factor was in like DEFCON 5. Oakland 56-0. And Riverdale's a really good football team. They are. They're a good football, well-coached football team.
I'm going to say this. No one expected this. Maybe Kevin, Creasy did up there at Oakland. But
he didn't expect this.
I'm telling you.
So.
They went after him, evidently, 56-0, and it was 49-0 at half, maybe.
Yeah, it was
a running clock and all.
Yeah,
you don't see that this late in the game.
Well, and Dwan Morris, 18 carries, 174 yards, 5 touchdowns. The junior, he came in, transferred in from the Chattanooga area, was getting offers from everywhere. Saw him play against Rockvale earlier.
Yep,
he's the best running back that I've seen in a while, and that's I don't usually deal in hyperbole. he's a stud, and he's been offered by now Tennessee's on board. And Ashton Jones, who's going to have 4,000 career yards, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then Avery Hainsworth, son of Albert, 6 carries for 34 yards. So, the Oakland. Seemed like they were on a mission last night.
There's a word. Payback, I think, is what that gets to. Yeah.
Brentwood 27, Ravenwood 20.
Yeah, what a game that was at Brentwood. Brentwood stays undefeated and beating Ravenwood. Baylor Hayes was 14 of 19 passes for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns, and a big win. It runs Brentwood's record to 13-0. Matthew Manning had 4 catches for 85 yards and 2 scores, and Trey Dawes had 15 carries for 58 yards, again, to lead Brentwood past Ravenwood 27-20.
Brentwood is a very quiet 13-0. Seriously. I mean, because, everybody looks at Oakland, everybody looks at the Ravenwood, the ones that have been sustained at the top. Brentwood 13-0.
And we've talked about this before, Greg. Williamson County is catching up with Rutherford County. They didn't play an easy schedule week in and week out. So kudos to the Brentwood coaching staff and Brentwood family.
I don't know that it's not top heavy with an Oakland,
right?
But I'm telling you, the next 2 or 3 on every side are equal, right? Every year,
yeah. I mean,
certainly with what Ravenwood's done.
Well, you got to be ready for every Friday night in that region.
Well, and then a good win last night for that. I was just we had one of our players of the game. I'm just trying to. I'm drawing a blank on the coach out there. I'm trying to remember what a good job he's done out there. But I went out and met him and everything. That'll all come to me later in a dream somewhere. Anyway, so Houston beat Germantown 30-10. We're bouncing all around. Division II, the semifinals. Now all these winners advance. Middle Tennessee Christian. A 35-27 win over Columbia Academy, and it is the first championship game appearance for Middle Tennessee Christian. Eli Wilson, a lot of our former Tim Leeper Roofing Mid-State Players of the Week are showing up big. Eli was one of them. He had 209 yards, 15 carries, 3 touchdowns with that as well. Monte Baldwin, 36-164. Connor Rawson, I believe, and with that, whose names again popping up for Columbia Academy. But, hey, Middle Tennessee Christian, congratulations, going to their first championship game.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Coach up at Middle Tennessee Christian, he's done an outstanding job. Oh, and Eli Wilson, he's a finalist for Mr. Football. So is Tyson Wilcock for Friendship, who they're going to play in a championship finals in 2 weeks. And they played earlier in the year where Middle Tennessee Christian beat them for the region title. So it's a rematch. But what a place to have a rematch at the state championship.
Clint Finch is the coach at Brentwood High School. I just want to get that. I told you
that was bothering you. I know
it was going to come because I went out and we gave the player, one of our mid-state players, really,
Baylor Hayes.
Yeah, Baylor Hayes out
the
there at Brentwood. Yep. So, all right, you were at this one last night. History made. Friendship Christian 56, Nashville Christian 14. Friendship Christian coach John McNeil will join us at the bottom of the hour. But again, the defending state champion, right? Flexing muscle last night. Tyson Walcott, 25 for 230, the 6 touchdowns. I mean, what a year he's had.
Well, kudos to Friendship and Tyson, and if you got a running back doing that, the people up front's doing something, But let me say this: the game started when on the coin toss when Nashville Christian elected to take the ball. I said, "Hey, they got something. They've seen something. They take the ball right down the field. Boom, 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 boom." And Jared Curtis, they go up 7-0 on the first drive. Friendship Christian's 3-and-out, punt it. Jared takes it again. Boom, 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 boom. Nashville Christian goes up 14-0. Then Friendship just out of the blue, just boom, boom, boom in the second quarter.
56 unanswered.
And I'm telling you, wow. I think the big difference, the turning point was right there a little over a minute before halftime. Tyson breaks off and goes 83 yards for a touchdown.
Man.
And it made it 21 to 14 at half. And then the second half, it was just boom.
Yeah. 52 career touchdowns for Tyson Walcott, the TSSAA state record.
Well, he also had 230 yards and 6 touchdowns last night on 25 carries. Dante Parker had 4 carries for 112 yards and a touchdown, and Luke Sellers was 4 of 8, the young quarterback up there, for 86 yards and a score. Jarrett Curtis finishing up the season, 15 of 28 passing for 114 yards and 2 interceptions. Also had 11 carries for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns for Nashville Christian.
Had you seen Jared Curtis before in person?
This was the second time.
Second time?
I saw him in the state championship game. You know, we had talked about him last year. And the game ended with Friendship winning, of course, but the game ended with him. He took him the length of the field, and the guy made a great interception in the end zone last year at the state championship.
Physically, he's got all the tools. Physically, he's got all the tools. So that's why he's maybe the number one quarterback in that sophomore class
in the end zone.
In the country.
I'm in the end zone, Pogue, and I'm going to tell you something. He threw one on my end right there on the out route, and the receiver caught the ball, and it made that boom. And I looked at my wife, and I said, "Did you hear that?" I said, "That's the zip he's got on that out route." And, you know, not many high school players, sophomore, can make that throw like he makes. So, kudos to him. And he's got 2 more years ahead of him.
Division II AA Boyd Buchanan, 36-24 over Davidson Academy, finishing the season 10-3. Jonathan Quinn's team there. CPA, I watched a lot of this last night on the MyTV 30 game. Our bud, Sammy Kincaid, on the sidelines there. CPA 37 and FRA 16 with that. And I tell you, Cruz Laws, who is a North Carolina commitment as a linebacker, scored 4 touchdowns, 85 yards, 6th straight championship game for CPA. Ingle Martin and that crew's got it going on. They just on and on and on. Ty Clark, one of our former Mid-State players of the week, Tibleeper Roofing, presenting 72 carries, 18 yards. A good run for FRA, finishing 11-2, but CPA off to another championship game.
Yeah.
In what they do. Division II, AAA rather. Macaulay last night. Macaulay's the best team, okay, in the state. And they showed it last night, beating MBA 33-15. Baylor and Knoxville Catholic 49-35. But it just looks like Macaulay and Baylor have been on a path to meet in this setting next week.
Everyone thought in the middle of the year that's who we was going to see in Chattanooga, and that's who we're seeing. So
Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb, going over the Division I quarters and the Division II semis. In Class 1A, Oliver Springs 20-13 over Coalfield. South Pittsburgh beat Gordonsville 48-7. McKenzie beat Moore County 28-27. Dresden 34-14 over Union City. 2A, York Institute over Hampton 56-13. East Robertson 49-20 over Smith County in a revenge game, right? Didn't Smith County went into Cross Plains and won that region, right?
No,
or was that at Smith County?
It was East Robertson went to Smith County, and Smith County won. I want to say it was 14-7.
Yeah.
So
so a little revenge there.
Right. We had a lot of rematches, a few rematches last night.
For the Groves brothers up there. Riverside 24-7 over Huntington, and Fairleigh beat Memphis Business Academy, which I've never heard of.
Yeah, that's right.
I have never heard.
Me neither.
I'm sorry. Maybe I need to research more. Fairleigh 30-0 over Memphis Business Academy. 3A, Alcoa 31-7 over Gatlinburg. Pittman, Giles County beat 35-14 over Meigs County. East Nashville, and what a year it's been for them.
Yeah.
And 34-14 win over Liberty Creek. It was our mid-state checkdown game of the week last night with Jonathan Schaefer, Joe Fisher. Dyersburg on the other side of it beat Covington 25-24. But East Nashville, they almost all their games were on the road because, the Metro Titans thing to build all the stadiums, rebuild and turfs and everything didn't get in, and they hadn't played but 2 home games, maybe
three or 4, yeah. And it's a rematch in their region. And Liberty Creek, give them credit. They finished the season at 8-5, and East Nashville beat them 41-14. But
let me tell you what, Liberty Creek, first year being playoff eligible, just second year of a varsity program. And they won 8 in a row, and in 10 games, They lost to East Nashville before the 8 game, and they lost to East Nashville after the 8 game.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And they'd led by their quarterback, Brian Rager, who was 19 of 23 last night for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns and was intercepted 3 times. But Dylan Mitchell had 62 yards and a touchdown for Liberty Creek. But East High, Elijah Usher had 112 yards on 2 carries and had a 78-yard touchdown for East. And Keelan Anderson rushed for 87 yards and 2 more touchdowns on just 4 carries. Ernest Woodard caught 4 passes for 87 yards and a touchdown. Again, East Nashville and Coach Harris.
Devin Harris, brother, Damian Harris.
Damian.
Right? Damian Harris. First year there, he did it, Pearl Cone for 15 years? Played at Pearl Cone?
Right. But what a job, stepping in where Coach Stewart went to Centennial. Mm-hmm. And, hey, East Nashville hadn't missed a beat.
4A, Greenville, 28-14 over Anderson County. Upperman, 17-14 over Macon County. Upperman, 13-0. The Busy Bees up on the plateau there.
I'm going to tell you what, we were talking about Brentwood being a quiet 13-0. Upperman's a quiet 13-0, and they all they do is just beat everybody that they play, and
that's how they get to 13-0.
That's right.
Boy,
that's pretty good, isn't it?
You don't pay for that.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Brosnan Chaffin was 6 of 8 passing for 112 yards and a touchdown, and had 15 carries for 32 yards. And Upperman's big win again, finishing 13-0. Ethan Pogue had 18 carries for 94 yards. And Branson Turbo had 1 catch for 51 yards and a score. So the Bees are, heading to the semifinals again, 13-0. What a great season, But it's not over. It's not over.
Pearl Cone, 41-21 over Marshall County. Haywood, 42-20 over Dial County. Pearl Cone, Tony Bernetti, just keeps on rolling on. And at 13-0, that includes wins over CPA and MBA.
Well, we said this at the beginning of the year when they opened up and beat MBA, and then they beat CPA. I said,
"Uh-oh,
he's got something going again over there." And say what you want, Pearl Cone, the Firebirds keep on flying, and Coach Bernetti, hey, he keeps doing what he's doing, and that's winning football games. He's about to become the winningest football coach in Metro Schools.
Yeah.
So, and that's a pretty good feat now.
Oh yeah. When you look at the Jerry Pigs.
The West
Elrods.
Oh, gosh, all of them back in the day, Coach
Terry Anderson.
Coach Kutris at Overton.
We're not going down that rabbit hole. Okay, let's stop. But anyway, Pearl Cone and Keyshawn Tarleton, the quarterback, steady, 7 of 15, 152 yards, a couple touchdowns with that as well. Let me ask you this then. Bubba, you come from the Metro background, played at Stratford, coached at Stratford, started the program at East Nashville. Whatever happened out at Hillwood, you coached there.
Yeah, whatever.
But is this the strongest that Metro football has been? And again, I don't like dealing with hyperbole of this is the best ever. But right now, you've got Pearl Cone and East Nashville, both of them on the cusp of playing for state championships, right? And Cane Ridge, we saw at Cane Ridge.
Right. Hillsboro's been there. Yeah. You go back, and back when I played in the 70s, you had Father Ryan, NBA, Maplewood with Coach Elrod and his bunch.
But the privates, you were all bunched. They're separate now.
Right.
But
so, it's a good time right now. I've said this for the last 8 to 10 years, and we've said it on air. Right now, in the mid-state area, it's a great time for high school football because of the players that are coming through here because of the growth of the city and the neighborhoods. But open, I'm not a big advocate of open zoning, and I don't want to get into that because the rich get richer and the poor get poor. But I just say kudos to all the coaches. Just because you don't have a state championship run. There's a lot of hours these coaches put in and these players put in, and they all start in August, and then right after Thanksgiving, they'll start for next year. They'll be in the weight room, and they'll be off-season conditioning and training. So it's a lot of time
I tell
that
you
goes
what,
in.
In the facilities upgraded Metro with the partnership with the Titans, and it is amazing what they're doing with that. All the fields, but the two, and it's also it's always going to happen. It's happened forever before even the collective era became legal in this state for high school students on their NIL, not the collective era, but the NIL era.
Right.
I bespoke with that, but you don't have collectives on high schools yet. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. But it just seems like more of the quality players are staying instead of looking to go elsewhere when this is the reality of the times. This is nothing new either, right?
Right.
Okay, and that's the way it is, and that's not, a private school has its mission, public schools have their mission. We know how we all must, coexist in a lot of different ways, but it just seems like more of them are more the quality. Pearl Cone produces. There's a kid at Alabama, there's a kid at Kentucky, that are playing and staying the quality. Cane Ridge, the best high school basketball player in the country, Brandon Miller, stayed at Cane Ridge. He could have gone anywhere in the country to play.
Yep.
Right.
And let me say this. I'm a product of the Metro Nashville Public Schools, and I've said this many a times. Our best facility in one of the public schools here in Nashville, we couldn't keep up with the people, the counties that touch Davidson County. We couldn't keep up with any of them's facilities, even our best. And now with this turf coming in, it's going to help because just like East, Pearl Cone has got a small practice field over there, but now they have that turf. Whites Creek they had to go down. They had a small practice facility. Now they have that turf, if they want to go to it. And East had no practice facilities. When we started over there in 2008, we practiced on the field and played at TPS. So we had to take care of two fields. That goes unnoticed. and that's tough, guys, off campus and getting the kids to come. But hey, they withstood the growing pains, and let me tell you something. It's nowhere to go but up. And that's what we got to do.
All right. We got to go to a break right now. We've been, Damon's over there throwing stuff at us. Coming up, we'll take a look at all of the Division I semifinal games and the Division II championship games. John McNeil from Friendship Christian joining us a little bit later. Prep Football Talk right here on Nashville Sports Radio.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
Jackson Boone Racing. The youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series Championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing. A local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
Are you ready for a touchdown of flavor and excitement? Look no further than Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill, the ultimate destination for great food, fantastic drinks, and game time atmosphere that will have you cheering for more. Sam's is the place for every sports fan and food lover with over 40 TVs at every location. Sam's has a family-friendly atmosphere where everyone can have a blast. From their friendly staff to awesome kids menu, they've got something for everyone. Online at samsplace.net or samsportsgrill.com, or call and find the nearest location to you. At Sam's, the game is always on and the fun never stops.
Providing the plaques this season once again to help honor the Tim Leeper Roofing Players of the Week on Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb is Amplify Awards and Gifting in Franklin. Whether it be corporate awards and custom gifts for those you'd like to recognize, or a large selection of promotional products or framed awards and plaques, or even with your design placed on your very own custom guitar, it has to be Amplify Awards and Gifting. To learn more, call 615-794-8479 or visit online at amplifyawards.com.
As a Middle Tennessee-based company, Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers is committed to helping our community. This November, we are honoring our local veterans. Strike and Spare is partnering with We Are Building Lives, a local foundation dedicated to helping veterans get back on their feet. So far, more than 1,100 homeless veterans have been helped off the streets through the We Are Building Lives Foundation. During November, for every $5 donation made to We Are Building Lives, Strike and Spare will give you a free game of bowling. Visit any of our 5 area Strike and Spare centers to donate, or visit strikeandspare.com to donate today and help our heroes find a way home.
Founded by Nashvillians Bill Freeman and Jimmy Webb in 1979, Freeman Webb has grown as Nashville has grown into a community pioneer and leader on a variety of business and social platforms. With more than 15,000 apartments, you know that Freeman Webb communities must be managed with expertise by professionals who care about the quality of your overall residential experience. Always an important part of Nashville and the Mid-State is high school football in particular and high school athletics in general. And Freeman Webb, led by Bill and Bob Freeman, are always happy to help showcase these wonderful student athletes. Visit freemanwebb.com to learn more.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb, Strike and Spare Family Fund Center Studio. Bubba, I just realized this. Mentioned it earlier. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. You hear them and everything. This is my last Prep Football Talk show of the season. Craig Ladd, of course, him and Kurt Page co-founded this thing and brought me along in year one. And Freeman Webb especially has been with us from day one. And everybody, listen to these spots. They all support high school football and everything. But Craig Ladd will be in here. I got to go to Destin.
Oh, bless your
I got to go
heart.
to Destin and broadcast from the Emerald Coast City Classic. TSU men's basketball will be there Friday morning. It's at Niceville, Florida. We're staying in Destin, but yeah, I'll be in Destin next. Actually, for
don't you need somebody to drive you?
Yeah, Nick, the AD for communications, Nick Guerrero is. So anyway, so thank you for another year for Will Brown, who's not in, Damon for filling in and everything, Craig Ladd for filling in me when I have my TSU obligations. So I want to say thank you. It's been a great run. It really has. Yet another 12.
13.
13? Okay.
Yeah.
I knew.
Good number.
Well, 13.
Yeah,
all right.
Good number.
All right. The Division II championship games are set. 3 games on Thursday, November 30th, a week from Thursday, at 10 a.m. in Division II AA. CPA back once again against undefeated Boyd Buchanan. And just seems like more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah. The only undefeated team left in Division II is Boyd Buchanan.
Yep.
And they're 13-0.
What CPA last night? It's Ingle Martin just this, and they're just because they always produce, like the Laws kid last night.
Yeah,
he's both ways. He's going to North Carolina.
Yeah,
So and Mac Brown. Division the day will start Division 2A, Friendship Christian and Middle Tennessee Christian at 2:00, making Middle Tennessee Christian making its first state championship game appearance. Friendship Christian, the defending state champion.
Yeah, and in that game, let me say this: Middle Tennessee Christian goes in with 11-1 record. South Pittsburgh is the team that beat Middle Tennessee Christian, and they're undefeated and they're still playing. Yeah. And Friendship got beat by Middle Tennessee Christian, and they got beat by York Institute, who's undefeated and still playing.
So this is a rematch.
Oh yeah. This is
because Friendship went to Middle Tennessee Christian
for
earlier.
the reason championship,
and Middle Tennessee Christian won, right?
Yeah, and Eli Wilson was our Tim Leeper player of the game. So it's probably one of the better games we've had on the radio. For the check down, isn't it?
Yep. Division II AAA, no surprise here. McCauley, Baylor, although they each have a couple losses, I don't think anybody's surprised by this.
No, maybe in week one, we wouldn't have said this, but as it went on, it looked like McCallie and Baylor was the cream of the crop there in AAA Division II there.
All right. Those are the Division II championship games, the Division I semifinal games now. Class 1A, South Pittsburgh at Oliver Springs. South Pittsburgh 13-0. Excuse me. Dresden 13-0 at McKenzie 12-1. The AA East Robertson. We talk about Upperman. We don't ever. York Institute might as well be in West Virginia. It's for and I apologize, because it's beautiful up on the plateau, and everybody. York Institute is a public school. Everybody thinks it's a private. You say York Institute, but East Robertson going over there. Fairly at Riverside on the west half of that, but we don't ever talk about York Institute either.
Well, I
wouldn't even know where to start.
We were talking when Friendship played York Institute, why they call it York Institute, because it's not an institution, it's not a private school.
Well, you know it's named after Sergeant York, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And again, they're 13-0, and East Robertson is 12-1. That's going to be an outstanding football game there. Giles
County at Alcoa. Alcoa, no Gary Rankin coaching there anymore, but still the beat goes on there. Dyersburg at East Nashville, and East Nashville set to get back to the championship game.
Dyersburg is, again, undefeated. Mm-hmm. They're going in 13-0 at East Nashville. So, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, East Nashville is loaded. They're heavily with seniors, 25, 27, maybe seniors. So they've been there.
4A, we talked about undefeated Upperman at undefeated Greenville, the bottom, or the west half of the bracket, rather. Haywood at Pearl Cone, 13-0. 5A, Walker Valley at Knoxville West on the east bracket, and Southwind undefeated, 13-0 at Page. And Coach Rathbone out there, we probably don't talk about him as much. You see these programs every year. Page, 10-2. 9-3 at worst. A lot of losing in the second, third round, or making that run, and Page has just got it going on out there under Coach Rathbone.
And the Hazard kid out there is up for Mr. Football there in 4A, and Pearl Cone has excuse me, that's not 4A, it's 5A, and Page, and they just keep on keeping on, and he does a good job. And what a great community out there too. And that school sets out there. You're talking about another beautiful school. We've been out there and presented the Tim Leeper Roofing Player of the Week, and what a place! I mean, it's just gorgeous.
Oakland at Bradley Central. Oakland on the road because of its region runner-up status. Bradley Central 13-0, and Houston at Brentwood. Brentwood, Coach Finch again. We mentioned him, 13-0 as well. Are we looking for an Oakland Brentwood final? I would almost say, yeah, right.
I'm hoping, yeah. But you can't, count out Bradley Central, and because of the way the bracket's set up, Oakland's got to travel to Bradley Central. So, but you know what? Oakland's been there. They're
3 times,
defending champions, and shooting for the 4th.
Yep. All right. We're going to take a break. Coming up, Friendship Christian coach John McNeil, the Division II Single A Division Championship team, will be joining us and also talk about Tyson Walcott, who set the TSSAA single season touchdown record with 52 and counting, right? Still got one more to go. That's coming up right here at Prep Football Talk.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
As a Middle Tennessee-based company, Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers is committed to helping our community. This November, we are honoring our local veterans. Strike and Spare is partnering with We Are Building Lives, a local foundation dedicated to helping veterans get back on their feet. So far, more than 1,100 homeless veterans have been helped off the streets through the We Are Building Lives Foundation. During November, for every $5 donation made to We Are Building Lives, Strike and Spare will give you a free game of bowling. Visit any of our 5 area Strike and Spare centers to donate, or visit strikeandspare.com to donate today and help our heroes find a way home.
Jackson Boone Racing, the youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing, a local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
Founded by Nashvillians Bill Freeman and Jimmy Webb in 1979, Freeman Webb has grown as Nashville has grown into a community pioneer and leader on a variety of business and social platforms. With more than 15,000 apartments, you know that Freeman Webb communities must be managed with expertise by professionals who care about the quality of your overall residential experience. Always an important part of Nashville and the Mid-State is high school football in particular and high school athletics in general. And Freeman Webb, led by Bill and Bob Freeman, are always happy to help showcase these wonderful student athletes. Visit freemanwebb.com to learn more.
Providing the plaques this season once again to help honor the Tim Leeper Roofing Players of the Week on Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb is Amplify Awards and Gifting in Franklin. Whether it be corporate awards and custom gifts for those you'd like to recognize, or a large selection of promotional products or framed awards and plaques, or even with your design placed on your very own custom guitar, it has to be Amplify Awards and Gifting. To learn more, call 615-794-8479 or visit online at amplifyawards.com.
Are you ready for a touchdown of flavor and excitement? Look no further than Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill, the ultimate destination for great food, fantastic drinks, and game time atmosphere that will have you cheering for more. Sam's is the place for every sports fan and food lover with over 40 TVs at every location. Sam's has a family-friendly atmosphere where everyone can have a blast. From their friendly staff to awesome kids menu, they've got something for everyone. Online at samsplace.net or samsportsgrill.com, or call and find the nearest location to you. At Sam's, the game is always on and the fun never stops.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center Studio. Damon King looking like a big pumpkin over there.
Yeah.
Hold on, you got spots running in her head there. What you hit the wrong? See, we see
wearing that orange.
Wearing that orange makes and you look like a big elephant head. With you, Lee Corso, putting on the elephant head. Anyway, hey, Friendship Christian back in the state championship game. You were at the game last night. I'm going to let's bring in Commanders coach John McNeil. Coach, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing good.
Yeah, I'm undefeated as a coach. I'm just going to tell you how to do your business right now. Hand the ball off to Tyson Walcott, okay? You can take it from there, okay?
Well, I believe that's what we've been doing. So it kind of gets like, I think, is that enough? Do I need to have something else? And, it's like, especially last night, we knew it was, their quarterback, and we knew it was Tyson, and I think everybody knew they had to stop him. We had to stop their quarterback.
Well, and the numbers are gaudy at times. 25 carries, 230 yards, 6 touchdowns, state record, 52 rushing touchdowns. And I was going to ask you that. You brought it up. How are you tempted to – because you do want to spread the ball around. You want to make teams play honestly, I would imagine. But how's it just not tempting to just, hey, let's ride this horse, right?
Well, here's the thing about this is and Bubba can tell you, Coach Spears can tell you that. I mean, this is his yardage and everything are true. I mean, I don't ever run stuff up on teams when we're up and try to get stats. And there's probably 4 games or more he never ran the ball in the second half. I just don't like doing that. So this kid right there, I mean, he's just a gamer. I mean, he is a guy that defense too. People don't realize that. I mean, he practices hard. He plays hard. It doesn't matter what you put him on. You put him on special teams, he's diving to block extra points. Sometimes in practice, I have to tell him, he'll run and he goes 10, 15 yards downfield. I'm like, look, man, I love that, but it's going to take us forever to run through all of our plays if you run down that far downfield. Just, come on back so we can get more done. But that's just who he is.
John, hey, this is Bubba. Again, congratulations last night on the big win. And the way it started, they get the ball 2 times and go down and scored. But I thought the turning point there was right before half, a little over a minute to go, and Tyson breaks the 83-yard touchdown run that really it tied the record with the 83-yard touchdown run. That's not the big thing, but I just thought it was the turning point of the ball game because you had battled back in the second quarter to tie it at 14-14. Then you get it with a little over 2 minutes, and then it didn't look good as far as running out the clock, and I think they was going to try to get something going if you had to punt, and then he breaks that one for 83 yards, and the rest is history. You know, 56 unanswered points. What a showing. And like I said earlier in the show, if Tyson's running like he's been running, he's got people up front blocking for him, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely. And but the great thing about Tyson, and the O-line knows this, and I told him Thursday at practice, I said, guys, we cannot get holding calls. I said, if for whatever reason your guy is beating you, just stay with him. Tyson has shown that he makes people miss. I said, you can go through a highlight tape of him making 2 or 3 guys miss. I said, so, he's your best friend. You don't have to make every block. You don't have to be perfect. Just stay with your guys and make sure we don't get any holding calls. And I thought last night they did a good job. And honestly, on that play you're talking about, of course, I didn't expect that we was going to take 180 yards or wherever how far it was, but we had saw a formation which somebody else ran against them, was unbalanced formation, and we were like, if we could get that same look, he may be able to take it to the house, and so we were able to get the look, and sure enough, it was untouched. I mean, he was straight line down. So, but yes, the O-line has done a great job. They've gotten better every week. They're young. A lot of them's inexperienced. We got 2 returning from last year. So, but he also helps them out.
Well, John, you made a point that they were young and they've improved. Me being, a former coach, coming up there and watching you play, that is a true statement. Your team has gotten better each week, and that's kudos to you and your coaching staff and the job that you do. And people don't understand how hard it is with the numbers that you have coming off a state championship team now. Now you're being hunted. I mean, and you got a big, and we'll talk about this here in a little bit. You got a big game coming up in a couple of weeks that, that you get a chance to go. Very seldom do you get the chance to go back and face a team the same year that beat you the first time and stop the winning streak for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, go to the first thing you said is, if you would have told me we would be heading to the state championship back in April or May, you could have owned everything I have. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean,
right.
we a lot of things happened throughout the summer. We were able to get some kids, and that, D. Boone, one of my baseball guys, plays basketball. We were able to get him out. We were able to convince, a couple kids, and athletic. He starts in their secondary. So, we worked hard on just trying to, we had a kid that tore his knee last year and wasn't sure he wanted to play. Well, he ended up, now he starts for us. So a lot of things really happened that turned things around for us. And then we had to go and build from there because a lot of them were inexperienced kids from a football standpoint. So, yeah, that was there was never an idea that we would be where we are back in March and April. In fact, I was kind of down, to be honest with you.
Friendship Christian coach John McNeil. Bubba mentioned it. Middle Tennessee Christian, the rematch September 22nd, 16-14. Heck of a game over in Murfreesboro at Middle Tennessee Christian. And when I look at Tyson Walcott and Friendship Christian, I see in the mirror Eli Wilson at Middle Tennessee Christian. He had 209, 3 touchdowns, 15 carries last night. Very similar that you had, both of them have this kind of feature running back.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you compare them, I mean, I think they're in two different style offenses. But I think Eli, he is a speedster, and he's very fast. He relies on his speed. I think Tyson's more of a vision and balanced, and he's like a pinball machine. So there was one run last night. I don't even know how he did it, but there's been several of those he's done. And so, both of them are good athletes. They have done a great job. This was a group they were anticipating to basically get to the state championship, and they did. And our game over there was it was a good game. We had a lot of mistakes and did some things that hurt us. So, I expect to have a good game between both of us.
I'll tell you one thing. The officials are going to love it because that clock's going to run with both teams running the football. And it's glad, John, to see a team like you got this year for me, because I like to line up and run that ball. And I'm going to tell you something. That's your bread and butter, and that's what got you there. And people that know John McNeil, you're not going to change. You might throw a wrinkle in here or there. You got an extra week off to heal up some bumps and bruises, but you're going to do what got you there. I mean, everybody knows that.
Well, and also Dante Parker, we talk a lot about Tyson Walcott, also 112 yards, right, in the touchdown. It just explosions, right?
Yeah, here's the thing about Dante. Dante was A+. Once again, he had moved in from Michigan, has a cousin that goes to our school, and he was not on the radar when I was thinking about crying back in the spring. But so he was a pleasant surprise because, Dante is he's the fastest guy on the team. And he has a different speed. And here's the thing about him. He can throw it 60 yards. And he threw a pass last night from our special set right on the dime. And then he also, he can punt, he can snap. He's just an athlete. And we've been able to utilize him the last couple of weeks because, eventually you've got to do something to free up and give Tyson, so everybody's just not looking at him. And so it's helped with Dante giving us an opportunity so that they can't just totally go and, spy on Tyson.
Well, John, we've talked about Tyson and his touchdown and his run and everything, but as good a football player as he is and as he's been for you, he's a better young man. And, just watching him up there during the middle school games and your junior high games and the way the kids come up to him, he never turns a little kid down. They're always looking up to him. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, he's a yes or no, sir. But, of course, his daddy is, he's going to make sure that happens, kind of like it, old school dad, and Tyson is just, he's a different young man. It's not that he's better or anything than the rest of our kids. He's unique. He's different. I saw that. I'll just tell you this. I saw that his dad and I knew each other, and he showed me a film when he was 11, and I'm like, 11? Come on now, I don't want to see no film of a kid at 11. But I'll tell you this, I saw it and I was like, that kid right there, everything I saw, whether he's playing defense at 11 or he's playing offense, I'll tell you this, I showed our high school kids. I said, look at this little kid. Look how hard he plays, whether he's blocking, running, defense, special teams. I said, and I was making a point. I'm asking y'all just to do it on one side. I said, this kid is 11 and going all out. That tells you, I mean, I saw that back when he was 11. But as far as school, I've never really had any issues. He doesn't get in trouble. I don't have teachers calling. So and look, I'm not taking away from the rest of the team. The rest of the team loves him. So sometimes it's hard because, people will talk about Tyson, and this is a team, and we try to keep it that way. But they know what Tyson brings to the table, and the guys love him.
Well, championship game once again a week from Thursday. John, thanks for joining us this morning, and enjoy a Friday night off coming up. So anyway.
Well, we'll be somewhere probably, but yeah, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate more than anything y'all taking Bubba in. I mean, I know that's hard.
Good Lord.
But,
thank
maybe,
you. I should get the combat pay, right? So,
I think something might have happened, but you know what? He's
got pictures.
Help, so
He's
y'all
got
just
pictures.
Take care.
All right,
yeah,
see you,
I'm
John.
sure he does. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Coach, and hey, good luck.
All right. We'll take a break, be back, and wrap this thing up in just a few. Founded by Nashvillians Bill Freeman and Jimmy Webb in 1979, Freeman Webb has grown as Nashville has grown into a community pioneer and leader on a variety of business and social platforms. With more than 15,000 apartments, you know that Freeman Webb communities must be managed with expertise by professionals who care about the quality of your overall residential experience. Always an important part of Nashville and the Mid-State is high school football in particular and high school athletics in general. And Freeman Webb, led by Bill and Bob Freeman, are always happy to help showcase these wonderful student athletes. Visit freemanwebb.com to learn more.
Jackson Boone Racing. The youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series Championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing. A local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
Are you ready for a touchdown of flavor and excitement? Look no further than Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill, the ultimate destination for great food, fantastic drinks, and game time atmosphere that will have you cheering for more. Sam's is the place for every sports fan and food lover with over 40 TVs at every location. Sam's has a family-friendly atmosphere where everyone can have a blast. From their friendly staff to awesome kids menu, they've got something for everyone. Online at samsplace.net or samsportsgrill.com, or call and find the nearest location to you. At Sam's, the game is always on and the fun never stops.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com. Prep
Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb, Strike and Spare Family Fun Center Studio. Craig Ladd will be in next Saturday. I'm going to be on the road broadcasting TSU basketball down in the Emerald Coast Classic.
Quit rubbing it in.
Just facts, baby. just facts. Want to thank our sponsors, Bill Freeman, Jimmy Webb, now Bob Freeman, been with us from day one. Craig Ladd and Kurt Page started this thing. This is our 13th year, and I was along for the ride from day one as well. So, and Craig will be in here. So, and Tim Leeper Roofing every week. Him or Paul Olson from Tim Leeper Roofing. You and I will go somewhere. You didn't go to Cornersville with me. You didn't go to Cross Plains with me. I mean, it's got to be like with, that's why we had Friendship Christian and Mount Juliet, because you can't get, 10 miles away from your house.
I have a mileage you didn't want to pay.
Yeah, good luck. Tim Leeper Roofing, thanks for that. The plaques are amazing. Advantage, by the way,
yes,
if you look at
beautiful
the plaques that we've given out from Amplify Awards down in Cool Springs, Striking Fair, Spare Family Fun Center Studio, of course, Larry Schmitto, the family, and Philip Cox, Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill. Been with us a long time on this show as well.
Yep.
Sam Sanchez, Chesney Romanello, and just the good people there. Jackson Boone Racing, welcome to the show. Every Friday night, the Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week, they do the Jackson Boone Racing Player of the Game and present that plaque. And then Jody Jones Dentistry. Of course, Jody and his son Ashton looks like he may have a chance at a championship with Oakland. They got to get one more if we get to going for that. So anyway. So thanks to everybody. Craig Ladd will be in here. My last time doing this for the year. Of course, now in 2 weeks, we start University Showcase in this time slot, and we'll get with that as well.
I won't be here then.
I know that.
Okay. Just straighten things out for the listeners.
We'll make a point of that. So anyway, running through the games, Friday night, the semifinals on Division I, 6A, Oakland at Bradley Central, Houston at Brentwood. Sort of pulling, obviously, the all mid-state final there.
Right.
5A, only Page is the mid-state team left. Southwind, they host. Walker Valley at Knoxville West on the east side of the bracket. 4A, Pearl Cone against Haywood at home. Upperman on the road at Greenville. 3A, Dyersburg at East Nashville. And the other side of that bracket, Giles County at Alcoa. 2A, East Robertson and York Institute. And Fairleigh at Riverside. 1A, South Pittsburgh, Oliver Springs, Dresden, McKenzie. No 1A teams from the mid-state. We really don't have many of those anymore.
We don't.
And 5A, and so anything there that stands out to you?
Well, I mean, being from the mid-state, of course, Page and Coach Rathbone up there, he's probably been one of not a sleeper for us, but for some people, that we talk about the Oakland and the Brentwoods and everybody, the Ravenwoods out there. Page does the outstanding job in what they do, and year in and year out, they're in the hunt. So, kudos to them.
Well, Craig is already in the show prep, blowing my phone up this morning, wanting phone numbers. I'll get those to you by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you, Bubba. You know what? I think of you and everything. Hey, everybody, thank you. Craig Ladd will be closing out the show. Hey, co-founder, should be, next Saturday, everybody. Hey, coming up this afternoon at 1:30, pregame 2 o'clock, kickoff. Tennessee Tech at Tennessee State, Nissan Stadium. Be down there. Give it a listen. Damon, have a great weekend. Good luck to your Vols. Good luck to your
Tide.
Your Tide against Abilene Christian. Everybody have a good day. Thank you for listening.
.560 AM, 95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville, 107.9 FM, Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.